Hey guys, I'm Leila. So today we have a showcase for Skrank courtesy of US. He's a really just cool, interesting Void epic champ in the Ogren tribe. So we are going to do today is we are going to run him in Dragon 25 and we're going to run him in Hydra Hard as well too. He does have an AoE HP burn along with turn meter. Like, he actually increases his turn meter for HP burns. He has increased attack, increased crit rate, so he's just a really cool champ to have overall. So before we get into the content, I am going to show you guys his gear. So you are going to see that he happens to be in an instinct set, which is speed and ignores enemy defense, because he is an attack champ too, right? And he is also in a crit damage set too. He does also have 2 refresh pieces. He has a refresh ring and an amulet as well, which is a chance to prevent a skill cooldown. And here's his stats. He has 34,000 HP, 5,000 attacks. This dude is stacked on attack. Again, he's an attack-based champ, right? He has 2,000 defense. His speed is 231. He's crit capped, 244 crit damage, 196 on the resist, and 237 on the accuracy. And like I was saying, if you guys are not familiar with his skills, on his A1, it's a single target weaken, but increases the targets under HP burn, which, speaking of HP burn, we're going to get to that in a moment, is his A2 is it heals, but also does increase attack if HP burn. And here's the HP burn on his A3. It's an AoE and also fills the turn meter on each crit, which is why you want him crit capped. And that way, that way he's also doing crit damage as well too, right? And on his passive is Pyromania. It increases his attack and crit damage each time an HP burn triggers on an enemy and stacks up to 25%. So that's why that's so useful in Hydra as well too. Hail Hydra. And you're also going to see he does have a blessing. So he has Crushing Rend. Each round, a number of this champion's hits will ignore a percentage of the target's defense. And we have a 5-star. So that does also get him extra attack, extra HP, extra crit damage as well too, which is really exciting. On top of the fact that it's ignoring more defense on top of what the gear set's already doing. And for his masteries, what you don't see behind me is we have Bring It Down, Methodical, and his T6 is going to be War Master. Right there, okay? So what I'm going to do is, like I said, I'm going to take him into Dragon 25. I'm also going to take him into Hydra. And you guys are going to see that he's a lot of fun. He's a beast. And as always, we're going to run him in campaign as well. So let's go do that. All right, guys, here we are in Dragon 25. So you are going to see we have quite an interesting little comp going on here, right? We have Yennekin lead for ally attack in all battles by 30%. We have Royal Huntsman. We have Gomlock. Gomlock is one of the fragment champs from Doom Tower. We have 2 in Iraq, and then here is Skrank. So let's go check out our priorities here. So starting with Yennekin, we are going to have her start with her Elven Judgment, which is an AoE, ignores shields. And then we are going to have her go into Baffling Speed, which hits once, does a perfect veil, and then she also gets an extra turn. And then we can have her go back into her Elven Judgment. For Royal Huntsman, we're going to start with an AoE decreased defense. Gomlock, we're having him start with his AoE decreased defense as well into Fateful Trickster, which steals random buffs, and then you see that we can go back into his AoEs as well. Skrank, we are going to have him start with his Unleash Havoc, which is the AoE HP burn and fills his turn meter for each crit that he gets, unto Sup on Blood, which heals him, but also does the increased attack if there's HP burn. And then 2 in Iraq, we're going to have her do her Desert Fitness once and shut it off. And that's going to be the increased defense and speed on all allies. So that's going to be wave 1. Wave 2, we're actually going to have Yennekin start with, again, hitting. She's going to get a perfect veil and an extra turn. Then she's going to go into her AoE. Royal Huntsman, we are going to have him start with his AoE decreased defense. Gomlock, kind of like we did before, AoE decreased defense into Fateful Trickster. Skrank, same thing. We're starting with Unleash Havoc into the A2. And then 2 in Iraq, we're going to have her do her increased defense and increased speed. And then with the Dragon, we're going to have Yennekin start with her getting an extra turn, and then she's going to go into her AoE. Royal Huntsman, Dead Aim, ignores defense by 100%, then we're going to go into the AoE here. Gomlock, so this time we're going to have him start with stealing some buffs. Then he's going to go into his Wild Surge. Skrank doesn't change. And the 2 in a rack, we are again going to prioritize or increase defense and increase speed, but then go into Radiant Suffering, which is the decrease attack and also the block buffs, okay? So here we go. So this is going to be Dragon 25. This is Dragon 25. Now, US said he just finds that Skrank just happens to be fun here. Look how big he is compared to everybody else. Look at all his HP burns and all that. Look how big he is compared to like these elves. So Twitch chat, the funny thing is here, they're saying that I'm making them hungry. The joke is with two in a rack. There we go. So we cleared it in like 20 seconds. With 2 in a rack, the first time I pulled her, I said her name so fast. Twitch chat's like tuna wrap. So my channel calls her Tuna now. Because like I said, I said her name so quickly, it sounded like tuna wrap instead of Tuhana rack. Skrank is just a big bully in Dragon. Yeah, let's see how much damage he does here. Yannicka too. Yannicka is so underrated, you guys. She's the free champ that you get from Clan Shop. So I would say, especially if you guys don't have her, make sure you grab her. Or even if you do have her, you can use her as a duplicate for the Guardian Circle as well too. Let's see how much damage everybody does. Like HP burn, he healed up. Look at that. They're making good time on it being 25 as well. Not bad, huh? All right, and it looks like he got the final hit. Nice. So Skrank actually did the most amount of damage. Yannicka did 1.2 mil. Look at that. Royal Huntsman did 2 mil. Gomlock 1.4. Skrank 2.2. And Tuna, again, she's here just basically for support, right? She's not really doing much for damage. But look at that. Like Skrank and Royal Huntsman were kind of on par together with as far as the damage went on Dragon. And again, I mean, it wasn't a speed run. It was a minute 30. But yeah, I mean, he really did a good amount, and his blessings as well helped too because he has Crushing Rend. So the next place we're going to run him is we're going to run him in Hydra Hard. So let's go. All right, guys, here we are. So we're going to be in Hydra Hard. Look out this team. We have Siffy. We have Siffy in lead, ally resistant all battles. We have a Mitchie. Hey, Mitchie, you're so fun. You're so fine. You blow my mind. We have Mitchie. Of course, we have Skrank here because this is a Skrank showcase. We do have 2 in a rack. We have Tatura. I love Tatura. And Wyther. I did summon you the tats, didn't I? Now, Skrank, again, he's going to be in here for multiple reasons. He's going to be in here because of the AoE HP burn. He's got the turn meter. You know, he's got the increased attack, increased crit damage. So he's going to be pretty strong in here against the Hydra. So let's take a look at their presets for how we have these guys. So Siffy, you know, we're having her start with her increased attack and increased crit rate. Into the Whirlwind Romance too, which block debuffs, increased defense, increased speed. Mitchie, we're going to have him start with his Dire War, which is an AoE decreased defense. Also, we have the decreased attack if anybody's under a hex. Into the AoE and then removing buffs and place the hex as well too. Tuna, we're going to have her start with her Radiant Suffering, which is decreased attack block buffs. And she also does a debuff spread, which is really nice. Because again, we're going to have a couple things here. We're going to have HP burn, we're going to have decreased attack, decreased defense. And then we're going to have her go into Desert Fitness, which is increased defense and speed. Skrank, we're going to have him start with his AoE HP burn. And then we're going to go into, you know, his heals, his increased attack. And then Tatura, love Tatura, I love saying his name too, I call him Tats. So for Tats, we're going to go into his AoE, he has a perfect veil and a shield as well, into the block debuffs and increased defense. And then Miss Wyther, we're basically going to have her do her AoE leech continuous heal is how we're starting. But check out this team, huh? So let's do this. And we are on hard. Let's go. So it should be just nice and auto is what we should have here. A nice automatic team. I'm pretty sure, so I know that I summoned these Taturas for US. I did also summon him that Mitchie as well too. We did a Mitchie showcase not too long ago as well. If you guys missed that, that should be up on my YouTube as well. You guys can search that. If you didn't know, you can actually search on YouTube for things now. All right. So the first one who's going to get snacked is Tatura. Now, I know this answer because I did the lore story. What kind of creature is Tatura? What kind of creature is Tatura? I already know this because, like I said, I did the lore. Mischief. Mischief being mischievous over here. A chimera! That's right, Degree gets the points. Good job. I don't know, I'm just gonna do like a random amount. There you go. Let's give Degree some points for guessing correctly. He indeed is a chimera. The reason why I asked that was because earlier this week, I was hanging out with Chosen and friends for game night, and Tatura came up and there was debate on what kind of creature he was. And I'm like, guys, he's a chimera. It's in his lore. It's kind of funny though, what people think. But he does look like a high elf. Yeah, I mean, he's a high elf, but here's the thing too, is he looks like a mount. Like he looks like he could be a mount for the elves, right? He looks like a World of Warcraft elf mount is what he looks like. All right, look at that. We have one head down. Let's get him. That was good too. We dropped Mischief. How about that? You guys think Tatura is a skinwalker that got kidnapped by the high elves? So if you guys didn't know, and you guys can search this on my Patreon where I have all my lore stories. You can also search it on YouTube as well. Glacea and Tatura actually have a shared lore story. If you guys didn't know that. So you can look up both their stories and it's shared, which I really like that they did that. They basically explain that, like, the two of them, why they look alike, because they do. If you check out Glacea and Tatura, like, they look the same. But basically that's what ends up happening is they become friends, and basically Tatura is Glacea's mount. You know, is basically what we're looking at. Speaking of Tats, Tats is about to get scooped up in a moment. Let's see who grabs them. All right, so we're at turn 22. We're at 7 mil. There we go. Let's get our Tats back. Hi, Hillary. Hi, guys. If you're just tuning in, we are doing a showcase. We're recording this for YouTube, if you guys are just tuning in. This is a showcase for Skrank. And speaking of Skrank, he's up next. Boom, there we go. Got my Tatura back. Skrank is going to be the next one to get scooped up. Hopefully. You prefer Suga's mount. So the joke with that, you guys, I see Crab saying he prefers Suga's mount. So very similarly, if you check out my lore stories for Vergamcar, the chunky lizard looking thing that carries barrels of beer, he's Ursuga's mount. Now, Ursuga doesn't have a story, but Ursuga appears in his. Basically, they meet and they fight. They meet and fight. And it's kind of like a standstill, so they just decide to be friends and travel together. And so Vergamcar is Ursuga's mount. And now Twitch chat's talking because we have a guaranteed Stalthus Dragonbane. And Stalthus, if you look at him, he actually looks like he looks like Draco, right? So everyone's, you know, joking that Stalthus and Draco, you know, there's something there too. That Stalthus is the Draco Dragon Rider. All right, 10 mil. Hey, Looney, thank you so much for the follow. Appreciate that. Okay. We're just paying attention to this, this head that's decapitated. All right, done. So Skrank is gonna get, ooh, look at that, dropping another head. Good job, Skrank. Skrank is gonna get scooped up in like 3 minutes. Who else likes saying that name, Skrank? Uh-oh, Mitchie was eaten. All right, guys, we have our first casualty. Mitchie has been eaten. I repeat, Mitchie has been eaten. First casualty is down. I am curious, who do you think is going to do more damage in this? You think it would be Mitchie, or you think it would have been Skrank? I don't know. Mitchie was doing a good amount of damage, too. Tats can hit pretty hard, too. That had to be a spicy meatball. Yeah. Mitchie with the firehead thing he's got going on. He reminds me of Ghost Rider. He's basically Ghost Rider, right? Yeah, Skrank has the burns too. Yeah, okay, so what's up happening too is, those of you guys already know Hydra, this probably isn't new to you. Skrank is down. But what ends up happening is, when somebody gets eaten, you're gonna see that there's like a little green debuff here. It looks like a stomach. And so you need to do enough damage to get that champ back. And if you don't, they're eaten and they're out of the fight. So you see here, Mitchie is gone. That's why we didn't get him back. And I'm down to 5 instead of 6. He was eaten, unfortunately. And what ends up happening too is, the longer that the fight goes on, the shorter time frame you have to get your champ back. So Skrank just dropped. Sufi already revived him, so he might stay down depending on how fast these guys cycle. All right, looks like Tuna is going to be the next one to be scooped up. I can't see a 3. There we go. Oh, Skrank is back. They cycled fast enough. Okay. Let's see if he stays, though. Oh, his health is kind of low. We're doing really good, though. Look at that, 48. Oh, there we go. So here it is. Here's the little green stomach icon here. So you see it's got 2. So we only have like 2 cycles to do enough damage to get this green bar down and get Tuna back. And if we can't, she gets eaten and she's gone. So we got 1. Oh, we're probably not getting her back now. And we had a little terrible RNG here. Yeah, she's gone. Because we had the life eggs. You see the shield went up? So she's out. So we're down to 4. Next up is going to be Siffy. How do you know which one's going to be eaten? Hi, Jenga. So you see right here on Siffy, she's got this green, looks like Jaws. That's how you know. Tuna wrap down the hatch. Yeah, the Hydra was hungry for tuna. Oh, there we go. So since Siffy dropped, it's going to go to Tatura. So you're going to see there's 10 cycles here. So all that's left now is, I wonder who's going to be left standing. You guys think Tats or Wyther? Who's going to be the one left standing? Maybe Tats. Wyther's hard to kill. She just keeps healing herself. I'll have to see. It might be her, because I think Tats might get eaten before she drops. We'll see. Yeah, Tats is going to be Chow. It's going to be just Wyther. And then the Wyther stood alone. And there it is. Wyther's by herself, so we're not going to be able to get Tats back. But this is basically like it's started to fall apart once Mitchie got eaten anyway. So that's basically it. There we go. And we're going to keep this because this was good. So 1 key this, we wanted 21 mil, and we were close to 50, which was great. Look at Miss Wyther go. She was put up a good fight. Yeah, we probably could have done a prediction on if she was going to get eaten or if she was going to just die. Look at that. Mitchie did almost 17 mil. Skrank did 19.5, almost 20 mil. And even Tats, like Tats did a good amount too, 7.6. Look at that. Now, the thing is, guys, you know, keep in mind to remember he has AoE HP burn, plus he has crushing rends as well, too. So that's going to help him as far as doing damage. And the damage does add up after a while with all the Hydra heads, right? And look at Tuna. I mean, Tuna's no slouch. She did 3 mil herself, considering she's a support champ, right? Not bad. So what we are going to do is we are going to keep this, because we did almost 50 mil. And my channel is very obsessed with campaign farmers, so we are going to take Skrank into campaign. All right, here we are, guys. We are in Brutal 12-3. Look at that. US is ready. He knows. All right, let's see how he does. Boom. Wow. 2 seconds. No mercy here. Wow. He's Radon. Thank you so much for the follow. Wow, look at him just plug along. Wow, 18 seconds. Guys, that's not a slouch at all. That's like on par with some of the starters, right? Not bad. So, hey, US, thank you so much for this showcase for Skrank. If you guys have Skrank, are you using him? What are you, what content are you putting him in? Did you know how much damage he could do? So now you know that if you didn't know. And US, thank you so much for this showcase.
Hey, check out some more videos up here in the playlist in the top right.